16 News Now investigates how a lack of infant-toddler care nationwide is affecting families right here in Michiana. The issue also affects businesses who may be unable to retain parents that can't find childcare while they're at work. Investigative reporter Carly Luca looks closer at this daycare dilemma and what can be done to solve it.
There are 3 obstacles preventing families from sending their child to daycare: cost, concerns over safety, or just a lack of provider availability. U.S. Census data from April and May of last year show 19% of families across the country deal with at least one of these roadblocks. In Warsaw, not only are employers stepping up to help, but there are also plans to increase the number of child care providers in the field. Kosciuszko County is one of many areas nationwide struggling to connect families with childcare, with a current shortage of 1,500 childcare spots.
We are known as a childcare desert, like many counties in Indiana, which means there's only 1 seat for every 3 children that need care.
To help solve the county's child care crisis, a child care and early learning coalition called Launchpad was created. The organization's director tells 16 Investigates a lack of provider availability isn't the only challenge they face. Affordability is also an obstacle.
The average cost of childcare in Indiana is equivalent to cost of a first year of a community college. And this is at a time when parents may not necessarily be at their highest earning potential when their children are young.
In 2021, the average cost for a Hoosier family looking for family child care services for toddlers and infants was over $7,000. When looking at center-based child care in the Hoosier state, the prices go even higher. The average in 2021 was more than $10,000 for a toddler and well over $11,000 for an infant, according to data from Child Care Aware of America. And parents aren't the only ones affected by being in a child care desert. It hurts employers, too.
We not only hear from families, but we hear from businesses who can't retain their workforce, can't attract new talent, and then families who want to work but don't have child care so they can work.
A study by Ready Nation found the nation's infant-toddler child care crisis now costs $122 billion in lost earnings, productivity, and revenue every year. That's an impact on families, businesses, and taxpayers that has more than doubled since 2018. Problems with child care also reduce how much time parents spend at work, with nearly half of parents reducing their hours. 26% reported quitting a job due to child care issues, and 23% say they were fired over it.
When Launchpad started its work in 2018, we had a need for about 2,000 child care seats. We are celebrating right now that we have just reached 500 new seats in the last 4 years.
Many of those seats have come from school districts. All 4 in the county now have infant-toddler care available for their own staff and teachers.
My daughter, before she was even born, was like literally the first person on the list to be part of the daycare. Okay, what did you have?
Megan Dinsey is an educator with Warsaw Community Schools. Her classroom is just up the stairs from where her 2 children attend daycare.
It's convenient, and it gives me a sense of comfort that they're close, literally, and that anytime I could just pop down here and peek in if I needed to, or if they get sick, sometimes they'll call and, hey, your daughter's got a fever and you need to take her home. Well, I'm right here.
She tells 16 Investigates that without the daycare option available to teachers in her school district, she isn't sure if she'd be able to continue working.
I would have to reconsider, do I need to stay home with them until they're able to go to school? Thankfully, it is not something I've had to think about because I'm not really sure. I don't know what I would do.
The program also gives high school students the opportunity to gain experience in early childhood education and find out if the field is right for them.
And those teenagers get to be in the classrooms with our kids, learning, as part of their curriculum. And it's really fun for me because I have several of my own students who are in the classroom with my kids. I think it's also really helpful. It's easy, I think, for teenagers to say, oh, kids are so cute, I want to go into daycare. or I want to be a teacher. And then you get in the setting with kids, and sometimes they learn that they don't want to do that for the rest of their lives, and it's better to learn that now than when they get out of high school. So, and then some of them do love it, and they're like, oh, that's definitely what I want to continue doing.
This also helps address another issue in this daycare dilemma, a shortage of early childhood educators.
We love to see these school programs that are incorporating high school students into the classroom, and that can really help guide them on a path to working in the field of early childhood. We have a huge need for that in our county, so we'd love to get more folks into the field.
Not only is there a need for this work, but it's especially important.
A child's brain is 80% developed by the time they're 3 years old. So when we're talking about infant toddler care, this isn't babysitting, this isn't daycare, this is early childhood education.
And the benefits of providing an early childhood education pathway at Warsaw Community High School not only brings hope for the future of the community, but also plenty of smiles.
The joy that little kids can bring to teenagers, maybe not all of them, but sometimes just having the teenagers seeing them, I know it brightens their day.
The state of Indiana has a number of voucher programs available for families having a hard time affording early childhood education. They also have an online child care finder to help parents locate providers near them. You can learn more about that by visiting in.gov/FSSA, then click on Find Child Care. For 16 News Now Investigates, I'm Carly Luca.